Hello everyone, and this is part 2 of the JavaScript challenge and of the third question where I'm moving a ball, rolling a ball, and the ball will stop at a square or a div and appear at another part of the screen. Okay, and so in the previous video we looked at making the ball roll, and we're using that code, and I've added the a few sections here. So I've just created a simple wall. I've used inline styling. Well, you could also just put the styling up in the head section if you tag. Okay. So that's what it looks like. We've got the wall 1 and wall 2. And what we want to do is get the ball to hit somewhere on here and appear at the other one. Okay, so in the way I've done that, I'll just take off those comments first of all. So from our previous one, we've designed the ball there, and we basically use document.createElement and append child to create it every time we run the function. And and so we go down here. I've also added a variable wall and wall 2. So these variables basically just bringing up the divs we've just made up here, wall 1 and wall 2. They're calling the getting element by ID wall and wall 2. Okay, and then within the actual function of mobile, I've also created these variables here, which is, so I've got wall X position, wall Y position, wall 2 X position, and wall 2 Y position. Okay, and then I've also simplified the previous code by putting the instead of saying ball.offset width in the middle of the code many times, I've just called it ball W, which is the ball offset width. Okay, so we've got basically the left and top positioning from the left and position from the top of wall 1, and position from the left and position from the top of wall 2, and the width of the ball. All right, so I've got those variables, and still doing the same as the previous one. If the position, I've just changed it to, instead of saying ball.offset width, so we just use that new variable. If the offset left, if the left position of the ball plus the width of the ball is greater than the window, or the left position of the X is less than 0, then we change the direction of the ball. And the same as Y, if the ball goes outside of the top of the bottom, it changes the direction of the Y. And now to actually, this took a little bit of thinking, this if statement here. So what I needed to do is basically put in an if statement for if the ball goes in the range of the if the ball hits the X position, started position, and is less than the other side of the wall. Okay, So, but if the position of x plus the wall is greater than the wall x, okay, so it hits the wall, and the position of the ball and the width is less than the wall x position plus I've used the number 70 just because it did strange things when I used exactly the width of the wall, which is 20. I'll just use 70. And then the same for the y. So if the y position, the position from the top of the ball plus the width of the ball is greater than the position from the top of the wall and less than the length of the wall. Again, I've made it a little bit more than the actual length of the wall. Then what I've done is, so basically it's saying if the ball goes in the range of where the wall one is, it's the range of the wall. So it won't do this if it's above the height of the wall or below the height of the wall or any other x position. So it's only doing if it's in the position of the wall. Then I'm changing the left and top position of the wall to be the positioning of the second wall plus a little bit there for the x. Okay, and then we basically get out of the whole rest of the function by calling the function again. All right, and if it doesn't fit that criteria, we also check if it's hitting the second wall. So the same thing up the top. If the ball is greater than the x position of the second wall, and also within the y boundaries of the second wall, then what I've done here is instead of moving it back to the first wall, I've just made it a random positioning up near the top of within about 100 pixels there. I'll actually make it larger because, as you'll see, it does get trapped with this range here. And I ran the function again. So if it doesn't hit the boundaries of either wall, it'll go back and do the normal thing. Just increment the position of the ball and then run the function again after 13 milliseconds. All right, so let's see how it runs. Sorry, I didn't save that. Save it. Run it again. Got the ball. All right, as you can see, when it hits this one, it goes to the top left of the second wall plus 20 pixels and continues on its path. And when it hits this wall, it does a random number generator for the positioning up around the within 0 to 100 positioning up there. So it seems to be trapped there, doesn't it? It's not really getting out of that. So what I'm going to do is change this number in the number generator. I'll put it 1,000 on the y side. So between 0 and 1,000, that'll be on the y side. Okay, so it's escaping that range there, not caught in the range. Whoa, that did something different. Yeah. Well, I didn't expect that. So I've had a lot of interesting things occur doing this programming, and this is one of them. So it's rolling back and forth on the bottom of the page. Didn't expect that. All right, let's have a quick look at this. What's happening? can it ever run flat like that? Run it again, see if it does the same thing. Whoa. Yeah. So under what condition does it actually do that? Whoa, disappeared that time. Okay. Oh, I see. It's to do with that number generator, yeah. All right. Looks like 1,000 might be a bit too big. So if it doesn't get back within the boundaries of the window, it's not going to work properly, is it? So 1,000 might be a little bit too big for that. I'll make it 500. And hopefully it's not going to do anything too weird. You'll notice that the divs, or you can call them the walls, they wobble a bit. I haven't quite figured out why they wobble. It's something to do with the when the ball hits the bottom of the window, both of the walls actually shake, more so the second one. So yeah, it's quite noticeable in the second one, but they both do actually wobble a bit when the ball hits the bottom of the window. If you want to comment in the comment section as to why you think the walls wobble, and if I made a third wall, the third wall wobble even more so. It's always fun working with random numbers. It makes it do interesting things. All right, so that will do. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And so in the next section, what I want to do is try and work out how to get moving walls. So make the paddle game so you can work with someone eventually to have, do the ping pong, like a ping pong game. Okay, so I'm not going to do it in this video, I don't think. It'll just take too long. All right, so thanks for watching, and like and subscribe if you want to watch more. Okay, bye for now.